The Multicat is the electronic parts catalog of Auto3P. We can start with the description of this service by clicking on the Parts Catalog button. That will open the desktop of this service. We can see in the upper menu that we have some options that will allow us to navigate within this tool. We have the model properties and definition, and we will have the parts list. Clear button will clear any definition and search that we have done before. The vehicle button will define the model and its properties. Catalog, we will open the catalog, the Multicat catalog. Results will show us some results for prices that comes from Multiprice. We have other buttons that we will talk about later. Let's start. In order to start, we will need to define the vehicle that we would like to search parts for. We will click on this button, and this will open a new vehicle model window. Here we can find the list of vehicles, of manufacturers that we have in the catalog, and we can select one vehicle, one manufacturer from this list. For example, let's take the Peugeot. This will open now a list of models that we have for this manufacturer in our catalog. We can select whichever model we would like. Let's take, for example, the 307. After we selected the model, we will need to select the production year. We will take the 2007 for an example, and this will open now the model definition. These are the main properties that will be needed to define the first stage for searching any parts in Multicat. For example, the body type, the doors, back doors, engine capacity, and transition type. This will cut the exact search for this vehicle and will set the primer definition to our searching for parts. Another way to search for a specific model can be with the searching field. We can click or type the exact model that we would like to search, click on the search button, and we will have the exact model again. If we would like to change something, we can look also for other models, and it will bring another. Another way could be used with a model list or codes like chassis number, engine code, or any other code that we have in the system. If we will have the exact and specific code, we can type it in this field, for example, and we can search for the exact code and the exact type of vehicle with its properties. Let's go on with this example. After we choose the manufacturer and model, and after we selected the year, we can now go to define the main properties. Be private, 4 doors, tailgate, take this capacity of engine, and automatic. We'll have the options also to change the activity type that we'd like to search for. For example, we have the option to look for parts in the catalog with its interface only for checkups. or collisions, or for maintenance or any mechanical breakdown. This selection will change accordingly the interface of our Multicat catalog. We'll take the collision as an example. Here we will find some more buttons, like the catalog that will open the Multicat catalog. The next button that will take us with this wizard again to the next stage. Okay, if we would like only to define this model without selecting any parts in catalog, or cancel this option. Let's go with the wizard in the next stage. Now it will open the Multicat catalog. We can see that we have in the upper level a group or categories for the parts, like front or rear, the side or center, the engine unit, cooling system, transmission, steering, suspension, brake system, and electrical. In the left side we will find a group of subjects of parts. So whenever we will click on one of these groups, it will change the list of parts that we will see in the left side. Let's see it working. If we're looking on the front, we will have this subject, and we'll have this list of parts that we like to search for. If we click on the hood, for example, it will change in the right side all the parts that are related to the hood. If we click on another subject, like the headlamps, it will bring us to all the parts that are related to this subject. We can go back. We can choose another categories, like the engine, for example. Whenever we click on a category, it will change the subject accordingly, and it will change, of course, the parts that we will find, for example, like these. Now, another option to select parts can be, if we go back to the front, clicking on the image itself. For example, if we click on the hood, it will bring us the group of these related parts. If we click on the door, it will change into the front door group of parts. And we can click on the headlamp, it will bring us to the exact group of the headlamp. We can always go back to the vehicle model in order to change any properties that we would like, or to change the activity type, in which will change also the interface of the Multicat, as we mentioned before. So if I will take, for example, the activity type for maintenance, and I'll go next with the wizard, there will be a different interface, a different categories, a different subjects. These are more fits for the maintenance. If I go back again and change it again to the collision activity type, it will change again to the interface that will fit the collision. Okay, let's start now with selecting some parts in order to see the catalog numbers and its prices. For example, we can start with checking the parts we would like the front bumper, like the hood, the left fender. We can also click on the front panel itself in order to see the exact details of this part. It will open the catalog number for this part, and if I will click on this catalog number, I can see its prices that coming from Multiprice, and I can select the exact price with the exact catalog number I would like. Click OK, and we can also select the radiator and maybe some other parts that are relating to another category, like the engine. So I click on the category. I can click on one of the subjects, like the cylinder block, and choose the part that I would like to check for information. I can always go back to another category and click, as I mentioned, on the part itself on the image, like this rear bumper. I will click on this in order to select this part. After we finish to select all the parts that we like to see, we can go with the next stage of this wizard. When we click on the next button, it will take us to the calculation phase. As you see, we have some of the parts in our list, our selected list, already defined. With the price, it means that they have their own catalog number. If I click on the timing belt, for example, I will see the exact details, the catalog number, the manufacturer, the suppliers, and the price. I can now see also some other parts that are not defined yet. In this case, it means that they're missing some properties definitions for this in order to select the unique catalog number. In this case, we can see that we have here the model definition that we already defined. In blue, we can see all the selections that we have done in order to define manually our vehicle. In the black color, we can see all the other definitions that are derived from our selection for parts. If we would like to see all the definitions, we can click on this radio button, and it will show us the full definitions, properties for this vehicle. We do not need to define every property for this vehicle, but only those that are specifically for the parts we would like to see. In this case, we can check the required radio button, and you will see we don't have any other questions. Other way is to click on the options button and to see the full list of catalogs number that we have for this part. In this case, we have 3 options for the catalog number with different date range and different descriptions. We will need to choose the exact part we would like. In this case, let's take the first one, and will show us the prices from Multiprice with its supplier, the catalog number, description that comes from Multiprice, from the price, the type of the part, the date, and the price. We can choose another part. It will change, of course, also the options from the Multiprice. Let's take this for example. Other option, You can click on the left fender and see the full list of catalog numbers. And we can click OK until we calculate each and every one of these parts with its relevant category, relevant catalog number. After we've done all this, there is an option also to make a manual part and to add the description with the catalog number that we select manually. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can select for one of the suppliers we would like, and we can select of the part type, and the price that we would like to add also manually. Of course, we can put some remarks and click OK to add this part manually into our list. After we've finished everything, we can go with the next button to see the full report of our selection. We will see the list of parts that we've selected with its catalog numbers, its own description, the type of the part, quantity, and the amount that derives and comes from the multi-price our price lists. On this final report, we can of course make some changes. For example, if we would like to change properties of one of the parts, this hood, we can click on the record and we can write down a description. We can also select some different prices from multi-price. We click on the button Options, and on the catalog number we can select another price from the price list. We can write down some remarks and confirm. This will make the change in catalog number, price, and description of the part. Another changes that we can do is to change the vehicle properties. If we click on the vehicle definition again on this button, and we will now change from automatic to manual, it will affect, of course, on all our selections. If we'll go next with our selection, and we can also add another part if we would like, we'll go to the phase of the calculation that will now change the catalog numbers accordingly. We'll go back to our report, and we have now new parts, new catalog numbers. Another option is to go to the catalog itself. From this button you will reach the catalog and you can add some more parts. Go next with the wizard in order to calculate also this, and until we finish the process again. There is a possibility to change the definitions also from this link. If we click on it, and we'll click on all the options for the properties, we can change some properties inside. For example, let's change one of the properties and put also some tailgate spoiler and 4 speeds, standard body, and we will save these options into our definition. You will see it here with the new definitions of the vehicle. In this case, it didn't affect the parts catalog numbers and prices. Let's go next. Now we have the full report with the new properties and all the parts that we would like to have. And if you would like, we can also print this report and send it to someone, also in email. We have the options to print with or without prices. We have the options to print it with the model properties or without. When we click OK, we will see now a full report of this catalog for this vehicle. We have some advanced options. If you would like, for example, to save this report as a maintenance kit, we can click on this button and it will open a new card in order to save this report into a kit of maintenance. And other options will be to save this report as an estimate in our estimating system in Multicat. If we click on it, it will open the window of a new file of estimating to save in the system. And another option will be to send this report into the trading arena as a trade request for information. This will go to the suppliers I'm connected to ask for more information from the market about prices for these parts. This was the service of Multicat and the options to work with in order to see some information about prices, about catalog numbers of each brand and model we would like. Thank you very much.